Hi, I'm Chris with Mighty U, and I'm excited to introduce you to our employee goals and feedback solution, an alternative to traditional performance management software. Mighty U integrates goal management and employee feedback in a single conversation embedded in the everyday flow of work. Our philosophy is all about helping managers and employees deliver on their objectives and perform at their peak. It's built from the ground up on the simple premise of one conversation. With Mighty U, you and your teams can achieve more agile goal setting in the flow of work, deliver high-quality, goal-specific feedback powered by AI sentiment analysis, and enjoy better supported, more productive progress check-ins focused on the work. Let me show you what I mean. We'll start by looking at agile goal setting. Unlike other systems, Mighty U understands that objective setting and updates happen at the rhythm of the business. That may be different for different leaders at different times. With Mighty U, employees can create goals from scratch or leverage smart templates for more common, more frequently used goals. And it's important to note we're flexible to support the type of goals that best fit your organization. Whether you use OKRs, SMART goals, or FAST goals, we support them all. And you've got additional flexibility to add milestones or schedule check-ins to suit your organization's needs. I'm logged in as Grace, a director with 3 direct reports, all of whom have teams reporting to them. As leaders, we need to understand how our teams are delivering on their objectives. And here, in one view, we can see the status of the objectives rolled up for each team. Notice that Joe's team is reporting most of their objectives being on track, and we can see that in 2 ways. First, numerically, 12 out of 15 showing on track, and second, by color. We see the vast majority in green, a few in yellow, and just 1 in red needing attention. As leaders, we need to quickly assess when people are actively engaging to update their objectives, when those objectives may be a little out of date, or when somebody is ready for a full review. With that in mind, leaders can get a feel for the currency of the objectives and their associated status. The dashboard highlights the last time each member changed an objective or updated a status, suggesting the reliability of that status information. And if it's been a while since a team member touched their objectives, it's quick and easy to request an update. You've got the option to send either an email or a nudge, add a completion date, and you'll get a confirmation that the request has been sent to your team leader and their entire team to update their objectives, ensuring you'll have the most accurate information to evaluate performance. Beyond objective status, the team dashboard offers transparency around who's giving feedback and who's receiving it. We see that Ryan's team has been active giving and receiving feedback, while the other 2 teams have lagged behind. Moreover, Mighty U is smart enough to recognize when a given objective has passed a key milestone, and when it does, the system will prompt relevant stakeholders to give feedback to the employees right in the flow of work. A major barrier to a culture of feedback and the use of objective setting tools is that people struggle with having to go to a separate system to provide or request feedback, check status, and that often means it doesn't get done. That's where Mighty U is so powerful in putting objectives and feedback right into the flow of work, where it's most relevant to employees and leaders. Let's take a look at what I mean. We're in Grace's inbox, where Grace, like many of us, spend a great deal of time each day. We'll select an email message. Let's take this one from Joe. And with a quick click of 3 buttons on the right, we can access the Mighty U mini view and instantly see who's praising Joe and join in to recognize his good work. In Mighty U, we can tag the feedback using hashtags. Those hashtags align to specific employee objectives, to broader company values, or both, reinforcing the culture you're looking to build inside your organization. And for those times where private feedback is needed, users can share with the employee only, or maybe just the manager, or both. And it's worth noting that sitting behind the scenes is a smart natural language processing engine that detects negative sentiment and feedback and asks you whether you really intended to make that feedback public, providing you the opportunity to make it private. The NLP engine also scores and understands sentiment of all feedback provided. It rates the quality of the feedback and enables companies to extract that data to get a sense of the progress, both in terms of quality and quantity of feedback. One last point before we leave this important topic of feedback. Recent research shows that regular, high-quality peer-to-peer recognition not only builds camaraderie, but also helps teams to reinforce positive behaviors, recognize good skilling and upskilling, and empowers workers to identify and reward those who are performing well. Considered in terms of business outcomes, there's evidence linking regular, high-quality feedback to higher business performance and lower turnover. So we've covered agile goals and quality feedback across teams. Now let's take a look at how leaders leverage Mighty U to drive more frequent and highly productive progress check-ins. Here you'll see we're logged in as Ryan, who has 5 employees: Isaac, Karen, Paul, Piers, and Susan. And if we look at how this team is tracking, we see that Karen has one of her objectives at risk. So let's see how Ryan might prepare for a discussion with Karen. Notice, Mighty U equips leaders with objective status and feedback information in a single view. That makes for highly productive discussions, whether those conversations are for goal setting, personal development, or a weekly one-on-one. Ryan has quick and easy access to a full view of Karen's objectives, their status, her upcoming milestones, and feedback that Karen's receiving about specific pieces of work from others in the organization. It looks like Ryan can point to stakeholder feedback and 2 objectives to reinforce what Karen's doing well, and reserve the majority of their check-in to see how he can help remove any barriers with her milestone that's at risk. This integrated view puts the information managers need right at their fingertips. It enables you as a leader to provide specific praise or developmental insight, incorporating the context of feedback from others, ensuring rich, highly relevant, and actionable information, making for a clean, clear, and positive employee experience. Altogether, with more agile goal setting in the flow of work, high-quality, goal-specific feedback powered by AI sentiment analysis, and better supported, more productive progress check-ins focused on the work, Mighty U helps managers and employees deliver on their objectives and perform at their peak.